and Callistogram.
Well, good morning, credit controllers, cash foxes, and coffee clubbers. Let's kick off your Thursday. This is the 8th Credit Control Espresso in history. I'm Stefan, streaming live from Hamburg. And with me, as always, is Mark, founder and CEO of Callisto.
Yeah, live from sunny Budapest this morning. Good to see everybody.
Good.
Number 8, and they said it wouldn't last.
Okay, so let's start straight away with the funny side of life. Did you prepare any kind of joke?
No, because I've been very busy this week. I started writing a book about, I'm very keen on glue. So I've been writing a book on glue, but I'm stuck on the first page.
I'm not sure if you deserve this credit, but anyway.
Come on, nobody else does this on a Thursday morning. It's worth a plaque.
Yeah, I think there's some headroom. But anyway, let's talk about our March special, which is late payment. I'm afraid late payment will be something that's important through the entire year. But what's your view on late payment, Mark?
Well, yeah, it's it's something that's always been around, and all the trends at the moment are showing that actually it's on the rise. It's increasing. So I think what we're sort of focusing on is we're looking at the ones really where to encourage companies who can pay to pay closer to when they should pay. Right, but it's certainly on the rise. Yes.
Yes, we covered that during the last two sessions, I think.
Yes,
so let's get to this new look and feel of Callisto. Maybe you noticed there were some changes regarding the logo. There is more. We will show you. So just a second.
It's very slick, and it is
well,
impressive.
there's something going on, right?
It's impressive.
And there is more to come. So the question for today, and as Mark said, maybe for a lot of decades, at least since the early days of credit control, the question is, why do customers pay late? And I think we covered that in one of our sessions this month already, that we split or differentiate between disputed invoices and invoices that are overdue without any reason. And maybe you remember that we said, well, if they are disputed, collections is not the right thing to do. You need to deal with the root cause. You need service excellence. You need to solve the root cause, right? So we will talk about the larger pillar here regarding the just overdue unpaid invoices. And what we will cover today is what are the top 5 reasons. And let's start with maybe any view from your side. What's the one of the top reasons?
I think when we're talking about sort of increasing late payments, a lot of it really is naturally with smaller businesses. And one of those reasons is smaller companies just focus on their core business. So, for example, if you're a car mechanic, a dentist, funeral parlor, as we discussed yesterday, those kind of businesses, you're always in demand, and working flat out to deliver your service, often to the detriment of the administration and paying your bills and so on. It's not through any particular malice. It's just these guys are very busy doing their core job. I know this myself. I used to do the books for a mechanic years ago, and he would give me his receipts in a carrier bag, and once a month, and I go off and take them, and try and make some sense of them. So so I think we got to look at ways to sort of help these people, really, take the weight off them.
And I put it in a nice bullet point here: administrative inefficiencies. That's a nice way to put it. We could also say laziness, wrong focus, whatever. Like you just said, it's not intentional to pay late, it's a consequence of their work style, of their organization, and so on. Like you said, maybe they especially the small companies just need to focus on their core business rather than administration. We will come to that group later. I also like this second let's say group reason why customers pay late, and this is something that requires a completely different approach. So many companies deliberately stretch supplier payments. And why is that? Because they want to optimize their cash flow. They need to work on their working capital strategy. So paying on day 60 instead of 30, or wait for the next payment run. Or so this is intentionally paying late, right? And this is something hard to crack. Even here, collections might not work, but again, let's talk about that when we again see them all. The third group, and you might say, well, he just said disputes are a completely different category. No, these are tactical disputes. It's somehow maybe included in the second bullet point here, but this means they are using a dispute as an excuse for paying late. So they are, let's say, having additional questions, or I don't have the invoice, and that's the reason why I can't pay. Of course, they have the invoice. We can tackle that with technology nowadays, that you don't have effort for that. But anyway, this is something, this is, again, intentionally not paying, a group that is intentionally not paying. And this is extremely important when you have customers all across Europe, or maybe even all across the world, that you need to take into account that from country to country, even in Europe, we have different payment cultures. For example, the Netherlands, I think we discussed that in 2 weeks ago. They have a very good payment culture, so very small days of delay of payments. And in other countries, the due date is more somehow the starting point of negotiation. So there are a lot of differences in Europe. Maybe from your experience, Mark, how do you see that?
Yeah, I think all of these. I mean, the tactical disputes that can include things like not just the invoice, but also another easy one to defer payment is asking for a proof of delivery. That's often in many companies that's a weak spot to actually supply the POD, and when businesses get kind of wind of that it takes, I don't know, a week or more to actually get these documents, or still that's something that these tactical smart delayers will sort of use that regularly. So and yes, and payment culture, I think this is where another example where credit control is a profession and not a process, because you actually have to understand the culture that you're working in and get ahead of the curve. Like you said, Stefan, there are countries where the due date is the start point. And if you know that, then some of the solutions that we're talking about can to a large degree can offset that kind of
maybe it's obvious that it does not make sense then to stretch the due date already, or the terms, because it will worsen things, right? But let's take a look at the fifth category of reasons here. Whenever there is financial stress, there are of course different levels of stress, or maybe even up to an insolvency risk. This could be a reason, and of course you need to deal with that in a different way. So if we again put them all together on one slide and differentiate between the ability to pay, so the customer's ability to pay, that's the x-axis here, and the intention to pay on the y-axis, then it's if we take a look on the left-hand side where we talk about low ability, so financial stress could be temporarily with a high intent to pay. Maybe you can solve that with a dialogue and plan how to, let's say, get out of this temporary financial stress. But if there's a low intention to pay as well, there might be, then then it's a different approach, right? They are not really open enough. In this category, I would see all the tactical disputes here, or not all, but some part of it. And if we go on the right-hand side here below, it's cash flow, working capital strategy that's prominent there, also tactical disputes, and the payment culture and negotiation terms. So they could pay if they had to, but they don't intend to pay. But most important is the upper right quadrant here. So when it's up to inefficiencies, there's a lot you can do.
That's the low-hanging fruit, as they say, isn't it? The ones
I'm not saying low-hanging. It's not easy to tackle, but you could do something about it. Because as we said last time, no, this is the wrong one. I like to show this one here. The best overdue, of course, is the one that never happens. So what we are trying to, finally show you is how you can prevent delay by design. And this is exactly what we will cover during our next credit clinic, which is already next week, Thursday, 8:30 a.m., where Tricky will tell about their experience and their solutions, how you can, by using autopay, have an extreme influence or impact on DSO, a positive impact on DSO. So if you haven't registered yet, please do so. And this brings me straight, I think, to our website, right?
How? Yes.
Let's do it, because we are really proud that we have a new website, and you see the new look and feel, color scheme changed a little bit, and this is how it looks like. And you will always see this now, from now on, this future-ready order-to-cash theme here, and it's really nice. Our team spent a lot of time, especially one team member spent a lot of time doing that. You know this guy. And what we also have here on the events, our live formats. So the 3 formats, our Espresso, the Coffee Club, and the Credit Clinic. And you can now easily register for these kind of things. Best check all the boxes here: Credit Control, Espresso, Coffee Club, Credit Clinic, put in your email address, name, and so on, and register for the events. Because then you get an invite via email. Maybe conference, Mark? Do you want to it's 61 days now.
1 days to go. Only 30 tickets left available. And all these subjects that we're talking about in the Espresso, the Coffee Clubs, the Credit Clinics will be featuring more again at the conference. And you can actually meet some of the experts behind the initiatives, like the guys from Twicky that we're working with next week. They're coming to the conference in Budapest. So we're really digging deep into all the most essential parts of the credit controlled order to cash cycle. So please come and join us. We look forward to seeing you very soon.
Great. So I think without any further ado, we are done, right?
We are done. Yeah, almost bang on time again, within our 15 minutes.
Yeah, it will be tight, but we can manage it this time to stay below 15 minutes. It's 14 minutes, 20 seconds. If you're not following us on LinkedIn, please do so. This is the link to our LinkedIn webpage. And thank you, right?
Yeah.
Thank you for watching.
Looking forward. Thank you again, Stefan. And thank you, everybody, for joining us. And we look forward to seeing you next week. Take care.
Next week, 8:30. See you. Bye.
Bye-bye.